Hey, you guys. If you are watching this, it is Sunday morning actually. Um, I wanted to come on here and share a dream that I received on September the 8th. I was going to post the dream yesterday, but I wanted to give myself some time just to make sure that this was something that I needed to do. Um, so that's why I'm going ahead and posting this dream, because I do believe that this is something that the Lord wants me to share, but um, I need to make sure that I explain in detail, because I don't want anyone to take what I'm about to say out of context. So I'm putting a disclaimer out before I even begin, because I do not want anyone to believe or to insinuate that I am saying that something is going to happen on a specific day, because that is not what I'm saying. But I do believe the Lord helped me to understand why in the dream a certain day was emphasized. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start the dream, but I will, throughout this video, continually drive the point that in no way am I saying that anything is going to happen on a specific day. I do feel that the Lord was showing me something as to why He showed it the way that He did. So, in the dream, a really good friend of mine was over my house, and she was telling me that she learned that September the 11th actually means the gathering of God's people. And I remember when she told me, we were like, wow, are you serious? Because it was made known in this particular dream at this particular time when she relayed this information to me that it was indeed September the 11th. So I thought that was just amazing information. And I remember her husband had came home from work and he was ready to eat. And in the dream, it was like we just lived in walking distance. After she told me that, she said, make sure that you're watching, because we were believing that he was coming on that day. And so she walked out of my back door, and she walked across the yard and she went into her house. Now, in real life, we live, states away from each other, but in the dream, it was like we was like right next door. So I remember when she walked over to her house, I could see her interacting with her husband in the kitchen, and I was drawn to look up at the night sky, and I was just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, could this really be happening today? And I remember there was a fear that rose up in me, because it was the realization in that moment, wow, this could be happening today, you know. And I just began to pray, and I was just like, Lord, if there's anything in me that is not pleasing to you, if there's any sin that I've committed against you, please forgive me, because I wanted to make sure that I was found worthy to go back with him when he gathered his people. And so that was pretty much the end of the dream. Now, I was actually going to do a video about 4 days ago now. If I'm looking at this point, I was actually going to do a video 4 days ago, because for the past 2 to 3 weeks, I have been seeing the numbers 444 and 911. You guys, when I tell you that these numbers have been jumping out at me in very random, strange ways, like no joke, it goes beyond just happen to look at the clock and it's 444 or 911, which that has happened a lot. But I'm talking about if I'm on YouTube and I'm just randomly, about to watch something, I see there's 911 views. Or I remember I was going grocery shopping one day and I was calculating some additional coupons that I have. Yes, I do use coupons, you guys. I love to save money. But I had a few coupons that I wanted to apply to my order, and I added them up, and it was exactly $4.44. I was setting my alarm clock for the next day because I take my son to school in the morning. And in that very moment, when I set my alarm for the next day, it said that I had exactly 9 hours and 11 minutes before my alarm was going to go off. So, of course, driving, you just happen to see a license plate that says 911. So it's like, this is what I mean. And these are just small examples because it's been happening, like I said, for the past 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm like, Lord, what is the reason why I keep having why I keep seeing 444 and 911? And so for the past, I would say 4 to 5 days before I had this dream, I kept speaking to the Lord inwardly, like, Lord, I don't understand. What is it about this 911? Why do I keep hearing it? I mean, not hearing it. Why do I keep seeing it? And so for me to have this dream, and then you guys, I had this dream on the 8th, right? 3 days later will be September the 11th. And so I was like, okay, Lord, you could have gave me this dream at any time. A week ago, 2 weeks prior, one day prior, but you waited 3 days before September the 11th to give me this dream that I'm on the day September the 11th. So I was like, okay, Lord, I don't believe that the Lord would show me that he's gathering his people on September the 11th. Please hear me. This is another disclaimer. I do not believe that the Lord would show me that he's going to gather his people on September the 11th because I am no one. And the Bible is very clear. No man knows the day or the hour. No man, no woman knows the day or the hour when the Lord is going to gather his people. But what I do believe the Lord was showing me, I believe he's letting me see that the reason why I'm letting you, see this 911 and why I showed you a dream where you was actually on September the 11th, which is 911, is the point to the fact that the 911 represents urgency. It represents, being alarmed. Not alarmed in fear, but alarmed as far as being aware that my coming and the gathering of my people is near. Now, our near and God's near is two different meanings. When we feel like God is coming right now, our now is like at this very second. But God's now can be a month later or 2 weeks from now. It could be a year from now. It could be 3 years from now. So we don't fully understand the urgency as far as timing goes when the Lord shows us things. Because I know for myself, I have had so many urgent warning dreams where when I wake up, my heart is beating fast. The alarms are going off in my spirit. To me, because I felt it and I was living in that moment, it felt like it was going to happen at any moment. But there are many warning dreams I've received that has been a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We don't fully understand God's timing, and I don't believe we will ever be able to fully understand God's timing. That's why it is so important that we don't tell people that we know when Jesus is coming, because we don't. There's no way possible that any of us can predict when the Lord is going to come. So we have to be very careful of that. But I believe that the Lord gave me that dream to give me more of a visual as to what the 911 represents. It represents the fact that I am warning you, I am warning my people that my coming to gather my people is near. It is extremely near. And so when we think of 911, we think of emergency. We think of even, I mean, just a lot of things now, just because we know what happened, back in 2001 on 9/11, where, our nation was attacked. And so it can be a representation of all of that. But at the end of the day, I do believe that the reason why God showed me in that dream being on September the 11th, and that I was told that September 11th means the gathering of his people. I believe that September the 11th, in a literal sense, does not mean that. But September the 11th was a symbolic way of saying 911, emergency, alarm, be aware, be alert, that the 911 is saying my coming is near and that I am about to gather my people. So I hope I made this extremely clear. I feel like I have to give these disclaimers because I know some people may only watch a portion of the video and they'll hear what I say and take it and run with it and feel like, oh my gosh, something's going to happen on September the 11th. I don't know what's going to happen on September 11th, but I honestly don't believe that God will look at me as being any more important than you guys and give me the time when he's coming. I am nobody. So I do not believe that the Lord is going to gather his people on September the 11th. Could he do it? Of course he could. He could do it today. He's God. He's the one who knows when he's going to send his son, our bridegroom, to come gather his people. But we don't have that information. We will never be given that information. But I believe he used that scene in the dream as a symbolic way of saying that, yes, keep being alert, keep being aware, keep your eyes on me, and know that my coming is very near. And that I believe wholeheartedly. And so I just wanted to put this out because I do believe it was meant for me to share. But I do appreciate the Holy Spirit giving me the words to speak in the sense of knowing how to interpret this dream to you all, because when I had the dream, I knew this wasn't going to happen on September the 11th, but I knew it was a symbolic way of letting me understand why I kept seeing 911. So I hope this has been very clear. I hope y'all fully understood what I'm relaying, and what the Lord was actually showing me in this dream. But I do want y'all to know, please take heed to this, because there's a reason why he's given us these warning dreams. I don't know when the Lord's coming, but we need to make sure that we are always prepared and ready for his coming, because it can come at any moment. We don't know. And so I know people will say, well, yeah, the Bible does say he will come as a thief in the night. But then there is another verse where it says that those who are watching and waiting will not be caught off guard. And I do believe that too, because we all have that unction in our spirit. It's the Holy Spirit that gives us that insight, that revelation, that the hidden mysteries of things. So when that time comes, I do believe that we will all have some sense of unction in our spirit. But to know the actual day and the actual hour of his coming, no, I don't feel that we will have that. I just feel that we won't be caught off guard, because if we're always watching and waiting for him, then how could we possibly be caught off guard? You understand what I'm saying? So just keep that longing to want to be with him, and just keep your eyes on him. So I love you all. I pray that this blessed you in some kind of way. If you guys have been seeing the numbers 444 or 911, please let me know in the comments below, because I just thought that was so interesting that I've been seeing these numbers more 911 than I have 444. But yeah, if you guys have had this experience too, or if there's any other numbers that you guys have been seeing a lot, I would say in the past month, let me know in the comments below. So I love you all. God bless you all. I pray that you all have a great day. Please check out the Sister Talk show. It's going to be uploaded today at 12 Central Standard Time. We have a special guest on that show, so please take a listen. There's going to be, this is a part one, the part two will be uploaded next week. So if you guys don't know about Sister Talk Show, you can check my playlist and find Sister Talk Show. This will be the 4th week that we've been uploading content, and I pray that it's been a blessing to you. If you guys didn't know about it, please check it out, show your support. But I love you all. God bless you all. Have a great day. Bye.